So, hello everybody. Today we are going to play Apocrypha, the card game. And this setup here is the setup for the enter here scenario. The enter here scenario consists of 4 preceded nexuses: the school, the stadium, the bar, and the back alley. 4 preceded saints decks: Diana Jones, Frank Block, Gabriela Vargas, and Dr. Z's. And the way this whole setup works is you get the deck in a sealed fashion in the box, and it tells you not to shuffle any of these cards. So I haven't shuffled any of these cards. I've just sleeved them. And when I sleeved them, I didn't look at them. So what I'm going to do now is I have read the rules, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and play this introductory scenario just using the rules as they come in the book, in the actual game. So we have our true threat. The person we need to kill is the man cubs. These are young werewolves. They have a body value of 13 and a rage value of 15. So these are the 2 values we can choose from when we're encountering this threat to see if we can kill it. The mission reads, it's called Shirts and Skins. We have minion A 6 times, and during the evaluate step, evaluate versus a skinwalker card. If at a hope nexus, decrease the target by 2. The intro setup: use only the cards in the deck, arrange the nexuses in the listed order, place all pawns at the stadium. We're all at the stadium. The problem is this is kind of a little bit overcrowded, so everybody is at the stadium. In the beginning, that's quite simple. They will start moving at the moment they're all there. Mission rules: nexuses can be sealed in any order. Saints may move between any nexuses. Start: draw the top card of the clock, minion A. When you win, you or another saint, I guess, you or a saint at the nexus that I'm at can seal. You win if the last nexus is sealed. You lose if any saints fade or we run out of time. Like in the adventure card game, the Pathfinder adventure card game, there is a clock. It's actually called clock, and it's omens, so it's like the blessings in the PACG. So I have not really paid any attention to the order in which I've placed the cards here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with Diana Jones at the nexus. We're going to draw her 5 hands, card hand. And again, they have been seeded and ordered in a way to help us, to teach us, I guess. So she has 2 soul gifts, 1 mind gift and 1 rage gift and 1 omen of doom. She now starts by taking a card from this clock deck, which is also going to be an omen, and it's an omen of hope. Now, at the moment, the doom status of the nexus is doom. And if we play an omen of hope, so that's the opposite of doom, we would flip this to its hope side, which will have a slightly different wording and possibly powers. So now we've got two omens, which we need to choose one of them in order to be able to investigate. And investigating simply means starting to go through the cards here in the deck, in the Nexus deck. So we have the Omen of Doom, Curiosity, Investigate, Sacrifice. Flip your Nexus to Doom and investigate it. You cannot play powers to avoid during this investigation. Okay. Or we have Omen of Hope, Investigate, Sacrifice. Flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it. In Assemble versus a threat, add 1 bonus die. If you have 5+ enduring fragments, stash this omen. Okay, so and it says here that evaluate versus a Skinwalker card. If at a Hope Nexus, decrease the target by 2. There will be enemies in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the Omen of Hope. We're going to flip this Nexus to Hope. And we draw the first card, and it is Death's Heads. Death's Heads are a threat. They're not a Skinwalker, so we don't get any additional bonus for this, but in Assemble versus a threat, we add 1 bonus die. So that already happens. Oh, nice. This is a reference to one of the Moirai, Clotho. She's one of the spinners, of the weavers of ancient Greek mythology. So we can confront this threat by either using Soul or Rage. Now, Diana Jones's Soul is 4 and her Rage is 2. So we're going to take Rage. We're going to take Soul, sorry. So first of all, we have to get the dice. Completely ill-prepared. The dice come with the game, but of course you can also add your own if you feel that you would prefer to have more dice. So, it doesn't have any initiate power, so we don't have to worry about this. So she would roll 4 dice. And they would be blue. She also gets +1 die because she flipped it to to the Hope side. She has soul gifts. She could play one of those to boost her soul gift, but I'm not quite sure if she can actually do this if she has already got 4. What you can also do is you can ask others to help you. Now, this is a little bit weird because it kind of works in such a way that it depends on where your other players sit. So as you can see, you've got 4 directions like top, right, left and bottom. If somebody is at the same Nexus with you, they can assist you with this top gift. So in her case, this would be Rage. If they're not at the same Nexus as you are, but the player sits to your right, they would be supporting you with this one on the left. And if they sit to your left, they would be supporting you with this one here on the right. And if this was me, so if I was playing with with a purple dice for mind, I could actually support myself, because the bottom one is myself. Now, if you only play on your own, it's a bit difficult, and they actually say that if there is only two, if you play only with one other character, they are supposed to be sitting to your left and to your right, so they could support you with their left and right gifts. So we have blue. Now, nobody has blue as their top value except for myself, so they cannot really help me, unfortunately. That's a bit of a shame. Also, I don't know where I put her hand. Yeah, and this is already getting annoying. Oh yeah, here it is. So they cannot really help me. Okay, it has Animus and Strike. She has Conjure and Hack and Sense, so that doesn't help. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because cards, let's see, they can also help me. Let's draw up to their hands with cards. So let's see, this one has this one cannot really help me. 1, 2, well, could he? It says here assemble using rage. Well, we're not using rage, so he can't. Let's see what Gabriella can do. She could use this in my assemble phase, any one saint, if I were to do a mind check, but I'm not. This one doesn't help either. She could add 1 body die. Yes. Well, she could use the bruiser. Her name is actually Sue Ellen. Because it says assemble. So we're now in the assembly phase. The symbol here says one other saint at your nexus, and it says to discard, and then it allows you to add 1 body die. So we could do this. So she would get a green die, and let's see what Dr. Z's can do. He gets a hand of 6. And I would never play with 4 because this is already too crowded. Extra razor blades, assemble versus a threat, sacrifice, add 2 bonus dice. We could use this to add razor blades. Sanctify, evaluate, no. Assemble using rage, no, because she's not using rage, but we have a couple of options here that we could use. Also, Diana Jones has the possibility during the evaluate phase, which is once we have rolled the dice, to discard 1 card, and this allows her to flip 1 die. So flipping a die means you, I think, is that on the back? To flip it to its opposite side. So if you rolled a 2, it would be flipped to a 5. Now what you need to know about how evaluation works is you roll these dice. If we were to take this at face value, we would be rolling these 5 dice, and we would need to get a 12, but only on 3 dice. We have to trash 3 dice, so only 3 dice can count. What you can also do is you can decide to mutate a roll, which is if we say somebody helps us. Now, we don't really have anyone with blue at the top, so we can't really do this because they're all at the same nexus. So that's unfortunately not possible at all. but I mean, that's okay. We just have to accept that we, at this stage, cannot really get any help from our fellow investigators. So, now I have to check if I decide to discard a card to add dice of the specified virtue to your check only. The question is, can I do this if I've already maxed out? Let's see. You can never roll more than 4 dice of any virtue. Oh, if you need more than 4 dice of a color, add the difference in bonus dice to your roll. Okay, so we can use this. So we don't want to take any risks. Actually, we are not going to do this because we have a very interesting other ability. So, okay, we rolled a 6, 4, 2, 2, and 1. So now we've got a couple of things. We need to, and it's actually enough already because we have 10, 12, which is enough. So we have killed this threat, so it goes away. We would normally be able to heal a card, which means that we get to choose a random card from our discard pile, only she doesn't have a discard pile at this stage, and we can put it into our, and we basically then shuffle it into our hand, but we can't, into not our hand, but into our draw pile, but we can't because we don't really have anything that we could do there. So we're going to play another Omen. She keeps investigating. Flip your nexus to the doom and investigate it. You cannot play powers to avoid during this investigation. So here we are. And what do we draw? We draw a dead sea salt. Now this is also a card we can confront. We have to confront it because we can't use powers to avoid. How this works is we have to acquire it. And we can either acquire it by using a mind check, of which she has 3, or a rage check, of which she has only got 2 dice. The difference being rage is only 10 to acquire and mind is 13. Now, let's see. She would be rolling 3 dice if she were to roll mind. And she would really be looking for... That's tough. But she could assist herself. And or she could use the extra razor blades to boost her rage. Which she's going to do. So she's going to discard this card, and this gives her 1 die for rage. So she rolls 3 dice to acquire 10. And now what we're going to do is we are going to see if somebody can assist her. And yes, we have Gabriela Vargas who could assist her. So we're going to mutate this now. Now mutation means, and in this case we only have one mutator card, so we don't need to shuffle. So mutator cards have two sides. So we have terrifying on this card and we have costly on this side. So we would use costly because it's not a threat, it's an acquisition, as it were. So I'm going to put it over here. This is very crowded. And how this works now is we're going to roll a die. This one doesn't come with it. Oh, it's a 1. And this means we need to sacrifice one gift. And sacrifice means it goes into the box. So we sacrifice one gift. Gonna discard this one. So that's not good. But I will show you what this actually means. So we rolled a, oh that's good. We rolled a 4 and a 3 and a 1. That's 8. That's not enough. So now that we've mutated it, Gabriela allows her to roll 3 dice or re-roll up to 3 dice. So we're going to re-roll 2. And that's a 6 and a 2, so that's 12 in total, again on 3 dice. So we acquire the dead sea salt and it goes into our hand. So we can't do anything anymore because she doesn't have an omen left. So we now draw back up to 5 and she is done. She's now going to move and she's going to move to the school. Next up is Frank. And Frank is going to draw from the clock. And he draws an omen of doom, deviltry. Investigate. Sacrifice, recycle 1 random card, then flip your nexus to doom and investigate it. Again, he doesn't have any... Oh, he can, yeah, well, sorry, I'm telling you porkies. So what he has to do is he has to recycle 1 random card. So we just take his hand and we shuffle it and we draw 1 card and it is the pearl-handled revolver and that gets recycled. It means we put it on the bottom of his deck. So he's got 3 cards and let's investigate the nexus and let's see what we find. Devil Bird, that's a threat. And in the initiate phase, it lets us suffer, we and one other needs to suffer 1 rage damage. What this means is we have to, first of all, check, do we have any cards that are rage cards? And we do, we have 1 rage gift and we need to discard it. So he discards his card. It's gonna get crowded. And then 1 other at our... yeah, Dr. Z's is also going to discard a rage gift. Okay, so now we need to attack or see about this. So basically he would roll 4 dice against the threat that is there. If it were rage, and he needs to get 12 points. So he's going to use that. Yeah, and we have nothing that helps us. But Miss Vargas will allow us to re-roll 3. Oh, yeah, so what we're going to do is, during assembly, she can play murder board, assemble using rage, and it means we recycle this into our deck. And we add 1 rage die. So he gets 1 additional die. So he's now at 4 dice. And he can recycle one card to add one rage die. That's his gift. And he's going to do this as well. And then he's going to add one more die. And then we're going to be sure we're going to mutate it. So this is terrifying. We rolled a 6, which means we reload one card. One person reloads one card, which means that they have to put it on top of their deck. Yeah, and we're just going to get Gabriella to do it. And she's going to put down the... She's going to put down the pigs. So now we're going to roll. We're looking for 12. Rage. Oh, and that was easy. So here we've got 11, 14. So we make it. It goes away. And then he can investigate one more time, but he's not going to because he has no cards left. So he's going to draw up to his hand size of 4. And he's done with his turn. So next up is Gabriela Vargas. She's going to draw an omen. And it's an omen of hope. She's going to play, she's got Hush or Good Karma. Flip your nexus to hope and investigate it in assembly using soul. Add 1 bonus die. Investigate, flip your nexus in avoid, you may avoid. Okay, so we're going to take it like this. We're going to flip it over and trauma kit. It's a gift, and it's body 10. Yes. And it's hack, because these also have names. So hack is its name. So she has hack. So she adds 1 die. So she needs a 10 on 4 dice. So we're just going to risk it. And that was easily done. So she takes the trauma kit into her hand. So this is how you acquire them. They don't go anywhere else. They go into your hand. And then she's also going to play another omen of hope. And she's going to investigate this. And we have a minion. Now confront this minion from the mission. So what this means is we have discovered the big bad. And the big bad is the man cubs. So they're going to attack us now. And here they are. This goes away. And we can attack them, or we have to fight them using either rage or body. Now she's not really good in rage. So she is going to... So first of all, she has 3 dice. She's going to play the bruiser, which adds 1 more die. The bruiser also has strike as a keyword. So she adds 1 additional die for this. And does anybody else have? Yeah, and we're gonna mutate this one. And we rolled a 3. And that means reload 1 omen. She doesn't have any omens, so someone at everyone at the Nexus needs to reload an omen. I mean, those who can, so they all do. So now we're going to roll 5 dice. Looking for 13 on the top 3, and we get this easily because we got 14. But we could have re-rolled 3 dice. So we managed this. Oh, sorry. During the initiation, we should have recycled our hand and then draw 1 card for each recycled card. Okay, we didn't do it, that's fine. Evaluate a doom nexus, suffer 1 rage. No, that's fine, we killed it. Okay, so that wasn't perfect, but we have closed. May go to sanctify, and in order to sanctify this, may sanctify automatically. May heal 1 rage gift for each saint at this nexus. Yeah, we can't because we don't have any rage gifts in our discard pile. Okay, so she's also going to move, and she's going to move to the school. And since this is closed, they have to move anyway. So this one goes away, and he's going to move to the bar as well. So my problem is this is already very, very crowded. So I would, like I said, I would never play it with 4 saints. But, you know. So now it's Dr. Z's. First of all, he draws an omen. It's an omen of doom, pain. Flip your nexus to doom and investigate it. In evaluate, trash the highest rage die. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. This is the bar. Evaluate using mutated rage, trash 1 die. So, if we are going to encounter something where we have rage, we would now, and we mutated this, we would have to trash 1 die, and we also need to trash the highest rage die. So if we have to do something using rage, we should not mutate. So let's see what we draw. And it is an omen of hope, which we put into our hand immediately. And we play it, we flip it. Flip your nexus to hope and investigate it. In assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die. And we find a gift, Madame Roux's Elixir. It is a soul gift. It requires 9. We get 1 bonus die because it's a gift against which we assemble. We have 3 soul anyway. We're looking for a 9. His ability is play a wicked or healing gift, lower the cost by 1. We have 4 dice and we're looking for a 9. That is possible, so we're not going to mutate. And we make it with 15. So we take this into our hand. The omen goes away. However, he doesn't have any omen left, so he can't do anything. So he's going to draw up to his full hand size. And that's his turn done. Next up is Diana Jones. And she is at the Nexus School. She's going to draw a omen. It's an omen of hope, which means she's going to turn over the Nexus to hope. And it says, lose using mind or study. You may reload the confronted card. Okay, so if we... Okay, I get it, yeah. Okay, so in assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die if you have... Okay, so let's see what we draw. We draw a disjunction point, and that's a threat. The phrase crawl out of the woodwork didn't come from nowhere, well, in some sense. Threat, win, examine 2 and return the examined cards in any order. So this would be mind for her because she rolls 4 dice for, soul. So she rolls 4 dice to begin with. She can, in evaluation, flip one die. She could actually have looked at the top card if she had used the magic mason jar, which she's now not going to do. So she's going to play this to boost her soul. And since this is conjure and this is conjure, she gets 1 more die. So she's looking for a 13 on 3 on 6 dice. We're not going to mutate because she has the possibility of discarding 1 card and then flipping 1 die. Okay, that's not good. So we rolled a 5. We're looking for a 13. She's got an 8. Yeah, but she can flip 1 die if she discards 1 card, and she's going to discard the lucky numbers, and she's going to flip this die. So she basically turns it upside down, so a 1 becomes a 6. So she has 14, which is just enough to kill this threat. And this threat has a win condition. It says examine 2 and return the examined cards in any order. So she gets to look at the top 2 cards from the Nexus deck. Scrapbook and Minion. And she can take a decision what to do with them. Now, we know that the Minion is the man cubs. And she sucks at both of these. So she's not going to want to confront them. So they go down on this. But she wants the scrapbook. And she still has 1 omen to use to investigate. So she is going to put down the omen of hope. Good karma. Investigate, sacrifice. Flip your nexus to hope. In assemble using soul, add 1 bonus die. So we're going to open this card. It is mine, so this doesn't apply, so we can actually put it to the side. And she can gain it. It's a scrapbook. You could do worse than crowdfunding the photographic record of your serial numbers, but not much. Of your serial murders, but not much. So what she's going to do is, she has 3 in mind. She is going to discard the Wolfram cube to get 1 more die. And that's got hack, and this is also hack, so she gets 1 additional die. So she's now got 5 dice to get a 9. And she has 12, whoops, that was 3 4s on the top 3 dice. And she gets this as a gift into her hand, and then she draws up to a hand size of 5 and ends her turn. But she's going to stay at this nexus. Next up is our friend Gabriella. No, sorry, next up is Frank. Frank is at the bar. So he's going to draw an omen. It's an omen of doom, so he flips the nexus. And when he investigates, he needs to suffer 1 body or rage damage. He doesn't have either a body or a rage, so he just has to pick 1 card. And it is the lucky numbers, and they go away. So he has 2 cards, and he's going to investigate, and he draws a cryptid. That's a threat. Death is temporary, is a temporary thing, only till the universe dies. Yeah, well, he's got 4 dice, because he's going to use rage. He can recycle 1 card to add 1 rage die. So first of all, he takes 4 dice. Let me check what recycle actually means. Recycle, I think, is put it on the bottom, isn't it? Yeah. So he's going to take the bones. Or is he? Yeah, he's going to take the bones. He's going to put them at the bottom of his deck. No, actually, he's going to take the Omen of Hope because he's not going to investigate again because he has got no cards. So he's going to keep this. And he's going to add 1 die. So he's got 5 dice now. We're not going to mutate. And he's looking for 11. And I can see that we've got them already, because we've got 2 6s, 2 5s and a 3, so that's done. So it goes away. We won. He's not going to do anything. He's going to draw up to his hand size of 4. And then it is Gabriela Vargas, who's going to draw up to the hand size of 5. So she is going to draw a card from the Doom deck. It's an Omen of Hope. Investigate, sacrifice, and confront. Decrease your damage to 0. Okay. So we already know what's in here. It's the minion. This time we are not going to do this wrong. Initiate. Recycle your hand, then draw 1 card for each recycled card. So we have a hand of 5, so we put all of those 5 in our deck, or at the bottom of our deck, and we redraw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. We're not at a Doom Nexus, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so 13 body or 15 rage? We're going to go with body. Okay, so first of all, she has 3 body dice. She's going to play Halligan Bar, which adds 1 more. And also, since it's got strike, 1 more. No, we're actually going to not do this. We're going to... No. Yeah, okay, so that's what we're going to do. So this one goes into the discard pile. And no one can help her, actually. Good, so we're going to try this. Okay, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. No, wasn't enough because she's got 10. Okay. This means she takes damage. She has 10 versus 3, but wasn't there something about in confront decrease your damage to 0, so we don't take any damage, but this one goes back in. So don't know where it is. And she has another Omen of Hope, and she's going to investigate straight away again. And it's them again. Okay. So we recycle our hand. And we draw 3 cards, because we had a hand of 3. And yeah, and it's going to end terribly. Oh, but in assemble using body, add 1 bonus die. So she adds 4 dice in total. So she has 4 dice in total. Yeah, and we're just going to try this. We're looking for 13. Let's see, does anybody have a card that could help her? That's something we never checked, isn't it? No. Not him. Ha! He can do this. He can help her by using the Halligan bar, and he recycles it, and it adds 1 body or rage die. Ha! Plus, it's got strike, so she gets 1 bonus die as well. So, looking for 13. Now that's a lot better. 11, 14. They're done. Okay, now, when you win, you may go to Sanctify. And Sanctify is one of the things that I'm absolutely unclear on how this works. What it does is it closes the nexus. Okay, now let's see how this works. Sanctify. In your Sanctify step, you attempt to guard or seal your nexus. Sealing is the process of removing a nexus and all its cards. If a card allows it, or if your nexus is empty, you may attempt to seal the nexus, otherwise skip this step. One saint at the nexus may attempt to fulfill the nexus seal requirements to succeed at sealing. If a saint won versus a master or the nexus is empty, the attempt is automatically successful. So we need to recycle 1 mind gift. And we're going to do this. So this means that these cards also go away. It also means that we cannot acquire them, so the nexus goes away as well. And now we need to move away, and we're going to go to the back alley. So that was Gabriella's turn. Next up is Dr. Z's. He's going to draw an omen. So the clock's running down. Extravagance. Flip your nexus to doom and investigate it. If it is a gift, avoid it, then investigate again. Okay. It is not a gift, it is the minion. So first, we need to recycle our hand. So we take these 6 cards and we draw 6 different ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, M. Goody. So, they're looking for 13 on body, so he's going to use body anyway. So, he's got 2 only. Then he is going to play extra shot to add 1. And it's hack and resist, so he doesn't get any additional bonus dice. Well, having said this, not so hasty. Don't be hasty. Okay, she doesn't have anything, but he might. No, what does she have? Extra shot. Do you have anything? No support. But this card says, during assemble, sacrifice and add 1 mind die. It doesn't say assemble rage, but assemble. So we're going to sacrifice this card. He adds 1 rage die. So now he's got 3 dice. And no, they can't help him in evaluate at all. It's going to be tough, but it's not undoable. We're looking for 13. Yeah, well, that didn't work. Oh, he also suffers 1 rage damage. So that one goes away. So now he has 7, 8 against 13, which means he loses 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they go away. And these guys stay. So we just have to do it like this. Da, da, da. We have no idea what's underneath there. Nothing. La, la, la. Nobody knows. So he draws up 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And next up is our friend Diana. And Diana will draw a card. She's at the back alley. And it's an omen of doom. In evaluate versus a threat, trash the highest die. And it's a murder board. So that's fine. It's a rage gift. And it requires 7. She has 2 in rage. I'm just gonna play the sea salt to get 1 more rage die. Holy Search Study. No. And she rolls a 9 and 11, so she gets this card. And then she will keep investigating. She's going to play the Omen of Hope and flip it to the hope side. If you examine a threat, you may draw 1 card. Haha. And it's a gaunt. In Assemble versus a threat, add 1 bonus die. So first of all, she gets 1 bonus die off the bat. She also gets, she draws 1 card because she's examining against a threat. Okay. It's got body 8 or rage 8. She's got 2 in both. So what she's going to do is she is going to use the extra shot to add 1 body die. So she has 3, she has 4 dice. And she rolls a 10. She was looking for an 8. Oh! If at a hope nexus, trash odd dice. Otherwise, trash even dice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to discard 1 card to flip 1 die. We're going to flip this to a 6. We need to trash these, but we still have 6 plus 2 is 8. So we take this and it's gone. And we made it. And we can't investigate anymore because we don't have any omens left. So we're going to, and she's also fast fading. So we need to do something there. So next up is Frank. Frank draws a card and it's an omen of hope. Heal 1, then flip your nexus to hope and investigate it. Healing means we're going to take the omen of judgment though. So we're going to flip it. We're going to draw 1 card because that's what it does. And now we're investigating it. And it's minion 4. So this one goes away. It's the man cubs. They tell us to recycle 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And they have either body or rage. So he rolls 4 rage dice to begin with. He's gonna play the murder board that gives him 1 more rage die, plus since it's got strike it gives him 1 more rage die. And then he's going to recycle 1 card to add 1 more rage die. And 12, 16. Not easily done, but done. So that's that. They are gone. Now we can seal the nexus. And sealing the nexus requires, in this case, body resist 12 or win versus a new threat. So he needs to roll 4 dice and get 12. Can these do anything? No. We could mutate it. Does she have anything? Well, it's probably not possible. Okay. Oh no, it's body. So he has 3 dice. And he has 1 additional one because it's resist, that's the key word. Can these help? I wonder, when do you mutate? Yeah, that's only if you re-roll. not if you play a card. So it's a body check. No. Okay. Yeah, we made it. It's sealed, so this card goes away. Okay. So that was Frank. He's going to draw back up to his hand size of 4. And he is going to, and they're both going to move to the back alley. So next up is, where did the clock go? Did I just draw the last clock? Oh, in which case we've lost. That's weird. I completely didn't see that. Okay, so how do I feel about this? Well, I have to say, I have watched several playthroughs by someone named the Liching Hour, and I'm going to actually link his channel under this video. His channel is really good, and he plays this game. And he plays it in such a way that it's like a story that he tells. So he basically weaves all of these cards together in a nice story, and I think he does a really brilliant job. And he also advertises this game really well. So how do I feel about it? First of all, at the moment my feeling is a lot more positive than it is with regard to the Pathfinder Adventure card game, with which it doesn't only share the person who created the game, but also a lot of the mechanics. But I think it's reasonably different. Do I see a story? Well, at the moment I'm really just trying to get to know the cards, so I'm not seeing the story yet, but there is a story that's being told. I don't know if the story will hold up once you start playing the game, I can't say. But that's neither here nor there. That's not a bad or a good thing. I'm just making the observation that I can't say. So what I will say is that the art is beautiful. I'm really, really happy with the artwork. I think it's absolutely smashing. And I have sleeved many cards and looked at them, and they all look really, really good. I think that it is a game that I will definitely want to play several times, possibly even on this channel, to really get to know it, because I think there is a lot in there, and it's probably different enough from the original game, the Pathfinder Adventure card game, which I grew to dislike because it was so samey and so boring after a while, that I just didn't even buy the whole adventure path. And I used to be a completionist, so for me that was a big thing to say, well, I'm not going to buy this because I don't like it enough. I would definitely not play with 4 saints. I would only play with 2, because even with 3 you can see there is plenty going on, and you will just end up with mixing up the card decks and so on. And I remember playing the Lord of the Rings adventure, the Lord of the Rings LCG two-handed, and I found that sometimes quite stressful as well. So I'm just going to play with 2 saints. I think 2 saints does make sense, because the assisting works a lot better if you have 2 decks. Although it can be played with only 1 saint. But yeah, like I said, I will see about it, and I'll see if I make videos about this. But so far I have to say that I don't have a bad feeling about it. I will say that whoever said that the rules were written appallingly is right. They are written terribly. There are the living, breathing rules, which I haven't printed off, but which I have looked at online. They are slightly better, but it's still kind of where you kind of go, I have no idea what they're trying to tell me here, or there is information missing. So that was Apocrypha, the card game, by Lone Shark Games, and I wish you all a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.